warm welcome to Turf Moor, and I must say it's a very packed Turf Moor, probably the fullest this ground's been since the redevelopment back in the 1990s. The reason for that, of course, Wigan are here, we know about them, but we've also got a certain Mr. Ian Wright who is in the lineup this afternoon. Tell you about the Clarets mascot on this marvellous afternoon. We're looking at the mascot is Daniel Birch. He's aged 8 years old. He goes to Rosehill Junior School. His hobbies include playing on his PlayStation and playing football. His favourite player is Ronnie Jepson. Daniel, have a great day with the Clarets and of course Ian Wright.
Wednesday, when the Clarets reserves Wednesday, Wolverhampton Wanderers reserves.
Just tell you about the teams first of all. Burnley, Paul Crichton in goal. 32, Ian Cox. At 3, Mitchell Thomas. 30, John Mullin. 15, Graham Branch. At 8, it's Paul Cook. 5, it's Steve Davis. 11, Lenny John Rose. 9, Andy Cook. 33, Ian Wright. And number 7, Glenn Little. Let's look at the Burnley substitutes. Dean West at 2, Ronnie Jepson at 12, at 17 Paul Smith, at 4 Mickey Mellon, and finally Gordon Armstrong at 6. Now Wigan Athletic line-up: Roy Carroll in goal, Scott Green at 14, Darren Sheridan at 22, Pat McGibbon at 4, Stuart Barmer wears 5, Michael O'Neill at 12, Roberto Martinez at 16, Gareth Griffiths at 15, Jeff Perron at 29, Neil Roberts at number 12, and finally for Wigan, Andy Little wears number 7. The substitutes for Wigan, the Latics this afternoon: Simon Howarth at 9, Derek Stiley at 13, Stuart Barlow at 11, Alan McLaughlin at 34, and Kevin Sharp at 3. And Mr. Dean is our referee today. We can hear ourselves over the deafening full house, Ray. What do you think about this now? It's like the good old days.
Well, David, it certainly is. And they say that one man doesn't make a team, but he can make a difference. And the crowds have turned out today to welcome Ian Wright here. Absolutely fabulous player, and they can hear the ovation that he's getting now. I can't hardly talk over there. But I tell you what, if he does the business here, I just hope that he'll sign again when we get back in the First Division. Magnificent turnout, and let's hope we've got the next 2 or 3 games, same full houses.
Well, this Lancashire derby about to kick off here at Turf Moor. Wigan bringing, well, quite a lot of supporters in that cricket field stand. It's a pleasure to broadcast from a packed house at Turf Moor. It's been Wigan to kick this game off as they attack towards the Jimmy McIlroy stand. As we stand in the gantry here at Turf Moor, Burnley will be attacking from left to right, and the James Hargreaves stand as we look on. Well, the roar ceased for the moment, and what a spectacular move Burnley did in bringing Ian Wright to Turf Moor. It's brought the town buzzing, the whole area buzzing in fact, and that's the reason for the massive gate here today. You remember the last time these two teams played in the league at the JJB Stadium? Of course, it was a 1-1 draw. Andy Payton got the first for the Clarets, and then it was Simon Howarth who got the second one. He's on the bench today. He got the one for the Latics. It was a game of 2 halves. You've heard it said so often. But the Clarets now, I think with Ian Wright, they will be catapulting the Clarets to Division 1, Ray.
Well, we hope so. If it's a calculated gamble for us to give us a last push in the last third of the games, then why not? And let's just hope it comes off. It's like Wright, he said when in his interview that he will give 100%, and we all know him for that. He gives 110%, which the Burnley public will appreciate. But let's just hope we don't concentrate on just one man and get into some sort of pattern until this game gets alight. At the moment, it's starting off very, very scrappy, but we'll settle down and when they get this right thing out of their minds a bit.
Yeah, that's perfectly true, Ray. There's Ian Cox the week before last, and now Ian Wright this week. And the Clarets need to just settle down on this very important derby game. It's Lenny Johnrose there, Steve Davis for Glenn Little, the right-hand side, looking like the wing-back role for him. And this is Wright, back for Little. Little plays it down that right-hand in the inside right channel. Andy Cook chasing that one. Roy Carroll having to run for that one, kick clear first time, rather hurried from Roy Carroll. Paul Cook's with the ball now for the Clarets, in for Wright. Wright will chase this one and put out by Stuart Barmer.
Well, just a flash of Ian Wright, how he can step on the gas pedal there. He still looks fit and lean, and he's very, very quick. We all know that, even for his age. I mean, I was quite a quick player, but this fella can make the ground disappear under his feet. Let's just hope we can get a bit of service and sometimes over the top now and again.
Ball played in by Graham Branch. Roy Carroll collects it in the centre of his goalmouth area. Jeff Perron here on the left-hand side for Wigan Athletic. Change strip of yellow and blue. And played here for the number 22, Sheridan, who plays it across again. Martinez plays it over to that right-hand side for the Latics. The Clarets spotted defending here at the moment. Mitchell Thomas can't get in there. Well, the shot was on target, but straight at Paul Crichton, the Burnley goalkeeper there.
Well, Dave, I just think that they're trying to pass the ball about Wigan just to try to take the sting out of the game. With a euphoria that's got this righty crowd going, like, you know, so if they can get a hold of it and just pass it about a bit, it just settles them down for a few minutes, which they have done, to be fair to them at the moment. But there's still a full 85 minutes to go out here, and to be fair, they're passing it about quite well. Burnley want to get a hold of it and start passing about themselves. And here's the other fellow who can set this game alight, Glenn Little, of course. We all know what he can do.
Thanks, Ray. Just to mark off number 10 for Wigan. In fact, it's Martin O'Neill. He's down at number 12. He's come onto the pitch with a number 10 shirt on. Already commentators are a wee bit confused. We sorted out Michael O'Neill is number 10 for Wigan, not number 12 as it says on the programme sheet here. There's Ian Cox. Plays it down the line, only as far as Pat McGibbon, who has to go back again to Roy Carroll, getting his fair share of touches in these early stages of this local derby. And as I say, electric atmosphere here. Let's settle down and play a wee bit of football as Cox goes up again with the header. But again, Andy Cook holds it up in the Wigan half. Stuart Barmer said, "I never touched you." Stan Ternant coming off the wall of the Bob Lord stand to have a few words there. And this is the first free kick of the game, and it falls to the Clarets. 5 minutes gone here, no goals, as Paul Cook strikes it to the edge of the area. Chance for Davis. It just sort of flew away from Steve Davis, who can come forward on numerous occasions. He's been unfortunate enough to hit the woodwork 6 times in Burnley attacks in recent games. Sheridan, O'Neill, Martinez. Paul Cook was in the way for Burnley. Claims for handball not given. It was on Paul Cook's chest, and it's still Paul Cook feeding Graham Branch down that inside left channel, and Branch moving forward for Burnley. Graham Branch now to Right, can he control it? Right, can he put it? He shoots, and it's blocked by Barmer. But there you saw Ian Wright's first attempt on goal for Burnley, Ray.
Well, a great break there, and a smashing ball from Paul Cook out of Branchy there, who slipped in Ian Wright, who jinked inside, and we thought he's going to open his scoring account there quite early on in the game, and I think everybody would have nearly sucking that one to the net there, Dave, but unfortunately it ricocheted for a corner. Good move from Burnley though.
Paul Cook then to take this corner for the Clarets. The referee, well, can take it now. Near post it went to. Here's Little, the man that's weaved so much magic for the Clarets of late. There's Ian Wright coming back to help him out here. No, it's Ian Cox, I do beg your pardon. So a foul on Jeff Perron, a free kick to the Latics, and for a chance for Wigan to sort of calm things down after Ian Wright's attempt on goal there. Live commentary from Turf Moor. It's Burnley 0, Wigan Athletic 0, the Nationwide League Division 1, as Davis places it over to that left-hand side. Andy Cook will chase that one. It's going to hold, it's going to run out now, as that ball invariably does run out on that far side, Ray, as you're probably aware of that playing down there yourself.
Yep, but of course Andy Cook 100% chase after it until the last thing. It just reminds you of the old days when the likes of Ray Pointer used to chase everything and
head down.
with his head down. Yeah, he's the blonde bombshell, you know. But I noticed that Dean Cox there is switched to the left-hand side, who's a very versatile player, and I tell you what, he looks a classy player as this lad. I think Stan's got a bargain there at $500,000, because there's nothing knocking about in these days that you can pinch for $500,000. That looks as good quality as that.
He certainly is. It's Wigan Athletic in their own half, and a chance to see Ian Wright once again. He just gets the ball back to Andy Cook. Andy Cook for Paul Cook, and now Graham Branch to cross in. Oh, it flew past John Mullin. Sheridan plays it down this near side. Perron loses out as Burnley gain possession. This is Steve Davis. And Paul Cook, again, it's a wicked ball, that one. It flies, it seems to accelerate to that far side. It doesn't seem to do the same when it flies this way, whether it's an optical illusion because we're so high up, but number of balls that fizz out over there.
Yeah, just a bit overhit by Cookie there, though, and I mean, Branchy tried to control it in an awkward situation there, but it's an optical illusion, I think, that day. But it looks perfect conditions, to be honest, doesn't it, to play football out there. The weather's brilliant, and I tell you what, and the crowd's brilliant, so anybody that doesn't relish playing today wants a head looking into.
Yeah. And Wigan start to move inside the Burnley half. The linesman on the far side. Free kick to the Clarets. Very quick to raise his flag, that assistant on that far side. We've had 9 minutes so far this Nationwide. It's still goalless as Paul Crichton comes up to take this goal kick, a free kick for the Clarets.
I say, is it amazing, Dave? Ian Wright, you swap one claret and blue shirt for another from West Ham. You know, he seems to be associated with this claret and blue. Crystal Palace, West Ham. And I don't know whether you mentioned it, but he scored on every debut. Now let's hope we can keep that up today, because I believe he scored for Crystal Palace on his debut, Arsenal on his debut, England on his debut. So let's see if he can keep the run up today and score for Burnley on his debut.
Well, I'm sure he will, Ray, and he's got the chance to sample his first sample of Nationwide League Division 2 football. He came from Glasgow Celtic. He had a bit of a rough old time up there, did Ian, but it's obviously his mate Mitchell Thomas has, and between him and Stan Turnant, persuaded him to join the Clarets, which is absolutely wonderful news. It's Wright now who no real challenge on Ian Wright as he went down. Naughty tackle in Ray's views, and I think you're right there.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, the referee's stood right underneath that one, and he's launched himself with 2 feet. And okay, he didn't connect, but I tell you what, that is a naughty tackle, that. You know. And Glenn's down a bit here. He's hobbling a bit. Just caught him on the knee, I think. Probably more a bit of a dead leg, I think. Yeah. It was.
So he'll have to run it off with Glenn unless he wants some attention from the Burnley trainer. He's still clutching that knee. And it's Cox back here for Paul Crichton. Oops. But a chance for the Wigan trainer to come on. There's a Latics player down in the Burnley half, and so too is Claret's Glenn Little. He'll get some attention now. And it has quietened down for the first time, Ray. We don't have to shout now.
Yeah, I never saw it happen to the Wigan player there, Dave, and he's just gone down in a heap there. So I think he ran into the back of Paul Cook, actually. But I'm not sure. I just saw him on the ground. Glenn's getting a bit of treatment on that knee there. It's probably just a knock on it. But he didn't look too happy hobbling about there. Let's hope he is okay. Because I tell you what, apart from Ian Wright, he's another guy who can set this game on fire.
We've got a few players in the Clarets squad now that can set the game on fire. So Glenn Little appears to be okay again. Just have to, as Ray said, run that dead leg off with a bit of treatment as well, of course. Paul Crichton just sort of inquiring as to where he should take this from, or is it going to be a bounce up, or does he give it back to the Clarets? You don't have bounce ups as such these days, it's a courtesy job. And there it is, straight back to Paul Crichton. Thankfully to say wide of the goal mouth. If it had been on target, I think would have been too pleased about that one. Crichton hits it high in the sky.
You know, sometimes the referees, they make you despair, Dave, don't they? You know, but a bit of common sense was wanted there.
Well, the cross came in, it was blocked from Andy Little, the number 7 for Wigan. Mullen to chase that one, Sheridan beats him to it. Michael O'Neill and Pat McGibbon plays it down there. Martinez dispossessed by the fierce tackling Lenny Johnrose there for Burnley. Some sort of a handbags at 10 paces situation developing, I fear.
Well, yeah, Lenny Johnrose got a good tackle in there, and I don't think he was too happy about it, but he did nothing wrong, and it was, like you say, handbags at 10 paces.
A block from Davis. Martinez chips it in. Steve Davis heads it out for Burnley, and a shot which is over the top, way over the top there for Wigan Athletic, and well, right place to shoot, of course.
When you say Sheridan, is that like John Sheridan? Yeah.
Crichton kicks again. Sheridan plays it long. Mitchell Thomas is there for Burnley. Now here's Paul Cook, midfield dynamo, plays it in halfway line for Andy Cook. And Steve Davis in the centre with Mullen with bags of pace, as we know. And Carroll has to venture out to clear the danger for Wigan Athletic. Cox with the header. Lenny Johnrose for Burnley. Graham Branch still getting through some work. Right, feed ball to the left-hand side. But he just couldn't control it. It was fairly flying from Ian Wright, and once again it spun off his foot.
Yeah, came a bit awkward for Cookie there. Not his favourite side anyway to control it, but they just broke up a decent move there. I think they've still got to settle down with Burnley at the moment. There's Paul Cook there winning the battle in midfield, and I think that him and Lenny Johnrose have got to do that.
Hey, the ball back with Paul Crichton, just outside his goalkeeping area here. Right goes up, the ball goes flying through to Roy Carroll. Andy Cook was lying right at the edge of the area there as he come hurtling in. And this could be dangerous. Oops, Paul Crichton using his midriff there to collect that one. Another good tackle from Johnrose. Martinez goes down in a heap. The referee saw nothing wrong with that, Ray.
No, that was a good old-fashioned tackle, that. And he won the ball fair and square there. And of course he caught the man, but that's what it's all about. If you don't get rid of it quick enough, you get sorted out. And I tell you what, that was a cracking tackle. Back to the good old days, that, Dave. I'd have loved that.
So that would be described as a Ray Turnant tackle back to his...
That was a Brian O'Neill tackle, that, actually.
Sorry, I forgot about him. So Ray was the perfect gentleman on the field, but Brian O'Neill used to the tackles like that for Burnley many moons ago. Martinez has to get up, and he has to go off to come back on again.
I tell you what, Dave, I think Lenny Johnrose is carrying on for the last 3 or 4 games that he's played. He's been absolutely magnificent for Burnley in midfield. He's biting all over the place now, and I mean with his tackles, not his teeth, and he's really playing well. And I tell you what, today he's got 2 or 3 good tackles in already there.
Yeah, biting Lenny John Rose. I really didn't get sort of to grips with the first team squad at the beginning. Found himself as a squad player, as the all squad players. Every man counts in the squad, of course. But as Ray said just recently, he's been really making the midfield bite. This is John Mullin. Just can't get around the two defenders. Half cleared, Graham Branch to pick it up. Cross comes in from Branch, and Little's header down. And now then, oh, that was a good save, a good effort from Andy Cook, and it nearly went in.
Yeah, I just feel as though if he'd have left it there, I would have ran to John Mullin there. But I mean, as a forward, you can't afford to do that really. And he hooked his shot just over the bar there. But a good move from Burnley there, a good effort, and could have put them one up there. But never mind, we're still nil apiece. But there's a long way to go yet.
There certainly is a long way to go in this Nationwide League match. Division 2, 17.5 minutes coming up to gone so far in the first half. There's no goals, plenty of action as Wigan set up an attack here. It was crossed in by Little, but thankfully Burnley were there to clear the danger. Down into that far corner flag there. It's a claret throw-in. And just a reminder that the next match here at Turf Moor, in case you're interested, it's a Pontins Premier League match, Wednesday the 23rd, next Wednesday, with a 7:15 kick-off, and that's the reserves. Burnley versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Admission by the Bob Lord stand as normal, so if you fancy coming along to that one, you'll be more than welcome. Eventually we'll get this Latix throw-in on that far side. That went wrong. Ian Cox comes away and gives it away, unfortunately, but he's in again. Paul Cook's running towards his own goal there. John Mullin, Lenny John Rose, well taken away from John Rose. Jeff Perron plays it in. Steve Davis was in the way, thankfully there. It was running through. And Davis forward again, halfway line. It's John Mullin. Little is support, who cuts inside. Well, he's given a throw in, but there you go. Oops, not given. Linesman's flagging on this near side. Have a bit of a tay going on between Little and Sheridan, I think. And we don't need this, Ray.
No. But there again, it's the handbags again at 10 yards. Glenn pulled him a bit back, and it was a bit of a shirt pulling thing, and a bit of loose feet going a bit. Linesman and referee have handled it all right. I think the linesman and referee have been given this directive now that we'll try and play on a bit more than instead of showing the yellow card. I've been listening to the Football Focus there, didn't I? Alan Crozier's been on, and I think they're going to introduce this 10-yard rule very quickly, aren't they, Dave? According to the FA and that, which I think will be a tremendous boost of football.
Certainly will. Roy Carroll slipping on the turf there as he took that free kick. O'Neill in the centre circle for Wigan. Sheridan picks it up. Well, a battle going on there with Mitchell Thomas. Jeff Perron, he's a very lively player. He crosses in, and Ian Cox is there. Burnley with Graham Branch wins the header. John Rose looking for Andy Cook, but again on that far side it's kept in by Andy Cook, and Graham Branch in possession for Burnley. Ian Wright, turn from Ian Wright, good ball for Cook. Paul Cook sprays it to this right hand side for Glenn Little. Glenn Little to run at the man Sheridan, and a cross comes in. It's over the top, it's over everybody, and it's out for a goal kick. That was a good bit of play from Glenn, but it was going in, actually, I thought. Yeah, it's real first chance, apart from that Ian Wright shot, which was blocked, and Burnley went on to get a corner, but that's been probably the closest the Clarets have been in this game so far. Ian Wright just nonchalantly plays it for John Mullin, and Mullin for Branch, left-hand side, and Branch, he's got the pace. Can he finish it? A good cross! And it was cleared away on the 6-yard line by Stuart Barmer. And how on earth Wigan survived that one? And Wigan just come away with it as if they'd never been on the defence. Andy Little plays it to this left-hand side. Jeff Perron for Wigan, edge of the area, shot from him. Left foot shot which was wide of the right-hand post of Paul Crichton, and that'll do nicely, as they say.
Yeah, but they broke very well there, Dave, didn't they? You know, I mean, there's a couple of passes there, and they were at this end. And all right, he screwed his shot wide, but I tell you what, they broke pretty quick there. So just got to be careful about at the back there as regards that situation. But I mean, we've got fellas now with pace. I think this Dean Cox has got a bit of pace, and so we should be able to cover that and counteract that.
Yeah, a very quick break by Wigan. As Ray said, 2 passes to that left-hand side, and he was on for a shot on goal. 22.5 minutes gone here at the turf. Burnley 0, Wigan Athletic 0. As Paul Cook just brings it down, traps it, crosses into Mullin. Mullin gives it in back. And a one again looking for Andy Cook, but Steve Davis finds himself on that left-hand side. Cross comes in from Davis, looking for right, just over his head. Not to forget the suspended, of course, 19-goal Andy Payton, who will be chomping at the bit to get back when his 3-match suspension is concluded. Misses the Preston game, and he misses the Colchester game as well. Now then, here's Andy Cook, and right, trying a spectacular shot, but there's an old saying in football, if you don't shoot, you won't score.
No, that's true. Tried to bend it in the top corner there, and bent the top corner near the far post there, near the corner flag, but it's like Dave says, if you don't shoot, you don't score. Take a bit of crowd off take a bit of stick off the crowd there, but I think he's used to that.
Yeah. Well, they appear to have lost the ball from that Steve Wright shot into the cricket field stand where the Wigan fans are nestled. The steward manages to get the ball back, and it's going to be a goal kick to Wigan. Martinez skips through, gets the ball at his feet. Very skillful mount, Roberto Martinez. He balloons it high. Mitchell Thomas gets the header to John Rose, and Paul Cook fires it to the Wigan half of the field. Here's Ian Wright then. Free kick. Well, we wondered whether Ian Wright would be protected by the referees in this league, and up to now it seems he may be.
Yeah, certainly, dear, but I mean, there's 2 or 3 wonderful touches that he showed on here. It shows his quality and class, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, he touched it round the fella there and went to run round him, and it's obviously blocked. So you've got to give a foul for that. I mean, he uses his class sometimes, doesn't he? You know, really.
He does. Yeah, he's like a spring chicken. He's kept himself very fit. Late starter in the game, of course. I believe he was about 25 when he took up professional football. That's a similar sort of situation with Dave Ayres. The later they start, the longer they go on. Branch, Steve Davis, Paul Cook, and Branch gets it at his feet again. Square ball in for Davis. He was looking for a return perhaps, but he didn't find the man he was aiming for, and that was Lenny John Rose. Here's John Mullin, back for Paul Crichton. He's got company, but he decides to kick it rather quickly. Cook gets the header in. Barmer was up with him. Wright plays it here for Paul Cook. Gets a return from Paul Cook. Wright plays it left-hand side, and Graham Branch takes up play for the Clarets. Cross comes in. He's aiming for Andy Cook. Cook's header, but a soft one in the end, but he got it on target. Roy Carroll, I think, was thankful to see it come into his hands just so easily. Not given. Claims for handball. That's Mitchell Thomas's ball, and Ian Cox will follow through with this one. Back for Crichton. He has to dispatch it quick. That'll be okay. It's out of. He had a man homing down on him, Ray, and I suppose that it's better out than you know, in the back of the net.
No, you know my feelings on that, Dave. He's got 20 yards to control it there. I think he could have just took it onto his other foot and played it out, you know. But goalkeepers these days, I suppose.
Well, every time Burnley seemed to put a decent tackle in, the Wigan players collapse in a heap, and that was another clumsy challenge, this time from the Wigan player. Here's me, Terry Butterworth, statistician this afternoon. Terry, what do you think of the game so far with Ian Wright, right?
I don't think it's about one man, and I hope it is at the end if he gets the goal that gives us the 3 points. But they made the brightest start, I thought. But we created the first real chance, and it was Ian Wright. Yeah. But with a couple of Clarets players lurking at the back of the box, and it might have been better just to pass it by. And then there was the Kuka chance. 0-0, OK, long time to go.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry. As Burnley now to do a spot of defending once again. As Crichton this time. I think he's kicked that one. No, up Brunshaw Road. No, it's still on the roof. So they'll have to get a fresh ball, I would think, because it takes an age to come down. We'll have a new one instead. Ah, there we go. Ian Wright. Well, he ran straight into Griffiths there. Paul Cook knows where his claret shirt is. It's Glenn Little. John Rose for Paul Cook. It's going to be a patient game this afternoon. There was only a goal for each side in November. It's a bit slippy. And Wright's off. Well, he's was going on his own hill there, I fear. But the tackles are coming in thick and fast. The Wigan man felt the brunt of Ian Wright there, Ray.
What did I tell you about wonderful bits of skill that he's got there? I mean, he versus skill and he nutmegs somebody. So, I mean, that's wonderful skill from the guy, that, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, he certainly turned it on there, Ian Wright. Lenny John Rose back here for Paul Cook. Andy Cook's having a battle as well. Headed away by Griffiths for Wigan. And the ball back with Mitchell Thomas. Wright's beautiful nod on. No messing from Stuart Barmer. He put that in the lower tier of the James Hargreaves stand. John Rose gets a throw in. Little to take it. Wright to accept it. Oh. Misunderstanding there. We're on the touching the half-hour mark here at Turf Moor. Got a Lancashire derby, plenty of thrills and spills. No goals as yet, as the Clarets pick it up into the Wigan half. John Mullin racing through the middle. Still John Mullin. Another free kick. And the Wigan players are furious, but I don't see why they have to be furious.
Well, it's a definite body check, isn't it? If you come across someone, you just take them out like that. It's more of a rugby challenge, isn't it? You know, and they're not happy about it. But the referee's done very, very well up to now. You know, so and long may it continue.
Minutes gone here. Free kick, central position for the Clarets. Who's going to take this? Paul Cook looks on. Steve Davis is there as well. Got to be Steve Davis, 7th time lucky. He's had 6 shots at the woodwork every time he's come forward for Burnley. Can he get this one in the onion bag? It's Davis to hit it, but the wall appears rather quickly advancing down on Steve Davis's shot. And Mullin here for the Clarets. The Latics look on as Mullin finds Davis again. But again given away. Pushed forward by Griffiths. Martinez for Wigan. Onto that far side. Scott Green. And now Andy Liddell. Liddell, very tricky customer. Plays it back for O'Neill, who sprays it left-hand side for Wigan. Sheridan can't control it. He might get a bite at it here, but Little's in before him. It's going to run away. But sometimes the passing not just coming off for Burnley at this moment in time. But the two wayward passes Burnley in this first half, Ray.
Yeah, that wasn't actually a bad move. It was just a bit overhit by Stevie Davis there for Glenn, but I'd still like us to start playing a bit more out to Glenn and getting him going a bit, because I think he can give the service to the front man, you know. But to be fair, Wigan are matching us, you know, ball for ball, and I think this Martinez is a good midfield player for them, you know. I think we've got to get a grip of him, which Lenny John Rose is doing. whether it be the orthodox or unorthodox. But I think he wants sorting out, and a man on him. And Lenny John Rose has done a good job on him. He's dictating everything that's going through the Wigan midfield, and he is a good player.
Martinez takes it. It's wide of the far post. Tried to surprise the Burnley defence and Paul Crichton, but it didn't come off. And consequently, it's a goal kick to the Clarets. To remember in that excellent win down at Dean Court last Saturday, 1-0. Andy Payton on the score sheet once again, getting his 19th of the campaign. And of course it was Ian Cox's old club. Had only been left a week, and back he went to his old club. Got a great reception from the Bournemouth fans, which is nice to hear. And Lenny John Rose now for the Clarets. So this Lancashire derby is now hurtling towards half-time. Passed pretty quick, Ray, if you look on the game so far.
Yeah, it has, partly because of the crowd and partly because of all the hype and that, but there's been one or two good moves in, but I'd still like to see Burnley settle down and really get into it again, you know. Well, nasty little tackle on Ian right there, which was the referee's going to sort it out, you know. This is what you'll probably get in this division, you know. When you get a high-flying player coming down here, he's a marked man, yeah. And he's certainly been marked today, all right. Be one for the shins, I think.
So the first booking of the afternoon. Neil Roberts, the man who got booked there for that challenge on Ian Wright. And a free kick, a goal kick to Wigan Athletic. Roy Carroll will take that behind the fans just behind him in the cricket field stand. Past the halfway line. John Rose gets the header. Glenn Little and Sheridan, but Sheridan gets it. The collision again. Perron. That's out. Left by Paul Crichton. Cutest of angles for Jeff Perron, who was trying to get it across from this left-hand side.
I think Paul Crichton will be quite a happy man. He's had a couple of clean sheets the last couple of games, and let's hope he has one today at least, because we'll know at least we've got a point then. But I don't think a point's good enough, to be honest. We need 3. And let's, like Stan says, he just wants to win all his games from now, and I think that's the way to look at it.
Yeah, a must-win situation in all Burnley's games. As Stan said, there will be slight hiccups on the way, but the thing is to bounce back. It's a good cross, and Carroll, off balance, manages to get it. Put some good crosses in, Glenn Little, but they're perhaps a wee bit too near the keeper, Ray.
Well, I don't know there, Dave. It was a tremendous cross, I thought, and this is what you've got to do. You've got to get Glenn in the game and get him to work, because he tends to be in and out of the game, and he shouldn't do. Here he is on the ball again, and Cookie should get out of his way then. Let him get on with it.
So Glenn Little a little bit frustrated there. Gives away a free kick. 36.5 minutes gone here. Burnley 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Free kick to the Latics as the Clarets look on. Thomas gets over the number 12 there, Roberts, and Branch on a run. He goes past players, does Graham Branch. He was impeded there. He does goes past them, doesn't he, Ray? He's very deceptive, is Graham Branch.
Yeah. he's got a wonderful turn of pace, you know, hasn't he? He seems to glide past the first two, and he gets taken out by the third one, really. But tremendous break by Graham Branch there. He's got some power in them legs as well. He can ghost past players. It's a finished article. If he could finish, he'd be a world beater with this lad. He really would. He'd be a world beater.
Yep. Free kick then. Change of direction this time. Little is out on the left-hand side. Paul Cook gets it back from Little. Oh, that was Ian Wright. He was looking for Ian Wright, and Steve Davis. Down he goes. Wigan managed to clear the lines. Perron. Well, it looked a bit of a marionette-type dive, although he did make contact. And Lenny Johnrose going in the book. He appeals to the officials, but the officials feel he should be booked. Which, second booking of the game, Ray.
That's diabolical there. I mean, a little trip, and he's booked him. You know, I mean, I thought they were going to use common sense, but all of a sudden they go berserk again, don't they? You know.
Trying to even things up, I suppose, in their eyes. Yeah. Thomas gets the header down. Branch is in there too. Whoops. Steve Davis just flies past Graham Branch. Cox. To Cook. Return here for Branch. Oh. Ball played across to this near side.
I say, Dave, you know, their gaff will be quite happy with this, you know, coming towards half-time, nil apiece. But it's like I say, you know, these last vital 5 minutes when he can snatch a goal. If he can get a goal in these couple of minutes now, that's when he can go in, and it sets the game alight then. And that's what it needs. It needs a goal, to be honest, to set it alight. Yeah. Because then they're quite content to sit back and soak it up and play it about a bit. But if somebody got a goal here, that would set the game alight.
Yeah. Yes, it looks like Wigan have come for a point. Remember, they're unbeaten away from home. They've lost 2 at the JJB. Oldham and Colchester. Oh, and that flick on. Crichton has it covered. So Wigan, as Ray said, they will be happy with a point. They've had a dip of form. And not long ago, about a month since, there was about 11 points difference between Wigan and the Clarets. And of course, if Burnley managed to win here today, it'll be the same number of points for both clubs. As Graham Branch looks on to try and get that one, Scott Green lays it back, and Carroll kicks it for Wigan. Paul Cook. Barmer for Wigan Athletic. Liddell on that far side for Wigan. Mitchell Thomas to chase that one, and also looking on is Neil Roberts. Neil Roberts in the book for Wigan. So too Lenny Johnrose for the Clarets, which seemed a little unfair. The referees even the bookings up, as it were. Perron and Davis. Sheridan for Wigan. Martinez, nice footballer, Roberto Martinez, but he's a nice footballer as well. Mitchell Thomas. Looking at 5 minutes now before half-time. Sheridan eventually decides to throw it. Griffith gives it back as Barmer kicks it up for Wigan. Mr. Perron was climbing on Steve Davis. Got his step ladders out for that one. The referee spotting it. Free kick. Terry Butterworth's got the binoculars out. I don't know what he's looking for.
Well, probably looking for the spots on the ball. I think it's Terry.
He's counting the crowd again.
Counting the crowd, yeah. He's one of the last couple of weeks only guessing the crowd. I'm just going for a full out. Well, there's no need to do daft fouls like that from Graham Branch, because it puts the owners straight back on your side then, because you're winning the ball 80 yards of field and you've got the owners back to them there. Daft foul that. Puts them back in possession and takes the heat off them. Well, like I say, there's about 3 or 4 minutes, and these are vital. You know, you want to just nick a goal in these couple of minutes.
Roy Carroll takes it again for Wigan. John Rose up with a header. Barmer's here for Wigan, who scoops it into the sky. Ian Cox gets the battle over on that far side with Little. Cox, who distributes the ball very well for Burnley. Cook with Branch overlapping, peeling away is Graham Branch. Can he get a cross in this time? First time ball. I fear he made rather a mess of that one. He perhaps had time to pull it back, I don't know.
Yeah. And usually, I mean, you've got to admit Graham Branch is pretty good when he gets in that situation. We're just running onto it, but that being Glenn on this side, you would have got probably a more quality baller, you know.
Little. Good tackling there, Glenn Little. Skims past Wright, and here's Ian Wright now. What a good ball for John Mullin. Can he get it under control? It was running away from him. Well, the claims again from the James Hargreaves stand. I don't think it was, Ray, but optimism from the Burnley faithful.
Yeah, I think they were wishing it upon him there, Dave, but no, it was his leg actually. He did well, actually, the defender.
Yeah. Here's Ian Wright now, turns straight into Martinez, and away come Wigan again on a counter-attack for them. Little's on this left-hand side. Martinez, he's crowded out by two Clarets, but still Wigan managed to get it up. Scott Green now. Low, hard cross. Mullin. Paul Cook, good ball, but it's going to... Oh, Little does get there eventually. Paul Cook takes over. It's a question of watch your back, I think they were trying to say. Mitchell Thomas. Good turn from Cook. Down he went. Another challenge that time from Ian Wright. And Davis comes away. Good play from Paul Cook, sold a dummy. And we see Branch again going down the inside left channel. Can Branch... Well, we said can he finish, but I don't know whether we're going for goal or not there.
Just got to push on a bit the last couple of minutes or.
Nearly half-time here. As Wigan again from the halfway line pick it up. Thomas for the Clarets. And the fourth official to put the extra 2 minutes on to this half. Griffiths plays it forward. Well, a free kick against the Clarets. The referee spotting something that we didn't spot, it's got to be said. And Wigan looking adventurous as they come to the edge of the Burnley penalty area, but Paul Cook brings it away for Burnley. Looking for his partner Andy. Can there be too many cooks spoiling the broth today?
The owner of a green Citroen Xantia, registration number S670MEC. Please remove that vehicle. It's parked on Albert Street. Please remove that vehicle immediately. A green Citroen Xantia, registration number S670MEC.
There's Branch again on that far side for the Clarets. But Green takes it away. The ball's out, says the assistant. And we're just hovering for the half-time cuppa here at Turf.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wigan will be quite happy with this result, won't they? A nil apiece at half-time. I think that the Clarets are going to have to put the foot on the gas pedal a bit more in the second half. And the game certainly needs a goal from anybody to liven it up, because they cancel each other out. There's only been one or two little cameo pieces in the first half. But certainly... given half a chance, you can see how Ian Wright's he's got all the qualities there to stick the ball away. But I think we just need to get Glenn in the game a little bit more. I mean, I always say this, I repeat myself every week, but it's true. You've got to make him work, and the more you give him the ball, the more he likes it, you know.
Well, that's quite true. Let's see if Glenn Little can get involved in the second half. It's this Lancashire derby at the moment. It's a nil apiece. And as Ray said, we need a little sparkle, we need a goal. But at half-time in the Nationwide League Division 2 at Turf Moor, it's Burnley 0, Wigan Athletic 0. It's fast becoming Burnley's signature tune, this one. I don't know where Chumbawamba's gone, but this one seems to have taken over. Well, it's Burnley to kick this second half off then, and we want a bit more action in this second half, and we need a goal as well. There's some doubt, in fact, with the commentary team here as whether Glenn Little would come back for the second half, but he has made it, and he got that dead leg early in that first half. And it's Wigan right into the action here, but Steve Davis puts a stop to all that as Glenn Little plays it forward for Andy Cook on the halfway line, gives it back for Little. Again down the right-hand side, Wright collects it, tries to get John Mullen going there. Little comes steaming in, Wright finds Paul Cook. Andy Cook, but again it just didn't fall for Ian Wright. Cox, Cook again. Cox, Cook, Paul Cook, Mitchell Thomas, back for his keeper, Paul Crichton. Davis towers above the number 29, Piron. And Mullin wins it back for the Clarets. Cook, Andy Cook, that is. Here's Lenny Johnrose. Dispossessed by Piron. Crichton straight in, kicks it into the Bob Lord stand. It was Neil Roberts homing in on him. And as I say, you're not too struck with the kicking of Paul, are you?
Well, no, not just Paul, it's any goalkeeper that does anything like that. I think that your skill factor as a goalkeeper that should be one of your greatest skills in kicking. And obviously it isn't in a lot of goalkeepers.
Little crosses it in, Crichton collects it, and Crichton kicks it out. O'Neill winning that one and plays it long and hard, too hard for Piron. The Clarets have a throw-in.
I must say, Dave, that this Dean Cox is probably the best player on the park in the first half. I'd give him my man of the match for certainly the first half. He's slotted in magnificent, and he looks so comfortable. He's just like Mitchell Thomas, really.
Yeah.
A really good defender, you know, which is what you need.
Yeah, Burnley should have the best defence in the league, with the signing of Ian Cox to add to Mitchell Thomas and to Steve Davis, and Mitchell Thomas gets a foot in. Ian Cox a back again for Crichton. Ian Wright gets the ball down. Andy Cook now. Wright. Left-hand side for Paul Cook. He's got Branch to his left. He plays it to the back post, a little bit hard perhaps. Little plays it in. Right header. Just couldn't get the right amount of power on that one, but it was well brought back by Glenn Little. I thought really a strange cross from Paul Cook initially.
Yeah, it was with the outside of his foot, but it was a wonderful bit of skill. And Glenn actually did well to hook it back. And I think I was just trying to make it too perfect a header, was he, in there? No. But a good effort from Burnley.
It's a counter-attack from Wigan up to that back post. Oh, that went awfully wrong for Neil Roberts. I think he was trying to pull it back from that touchline, but straight into the Wigan fans in that cricket field stand. And consequently, a goal kick to Burnley. The sun is now beaming across Turf Moor at the moment. And for Paul Crichton to take this goal kick for Burnley. Branch header. John Rose gets it. Wright does as well. This is John Mullin. Paul Cook. Oh, switch it to that far side. Glenn Little. Can we see some wizardry from the big man? Not having his own way this afternoon. And, well, come to nothing in the end. Mitchell Thomas with Roberts over on that far side. And Mitchell Thomas wins the duel. Oops. Burnley get possession back. Paul Cook in the centre of midfield. Cook does well to capture that one. Claret ball.
Cook did well to control that one, didn't he, Dave? I mean, it was just about 6 inches too high for him, but he managed to get it down and poke it in. He did really well there.
Patient build-up by Burnley. Paul Cook again in the centre. Graham Branch, whoop. Foul on Graham Branch, given by the referee. Here is Mr. Dean. Towards the Clarets, a free kick. Roy Carroll marshalling, directing traffic. It's a short one. Little crosses in, and Wright was there, but it just went wide of the far post. But he's looking on to score on his debut, right?
Well, there was a nice little surprise move there. Paul Cook on the ball, knocked it to Glenn Little, and he scuffed it across really, but Wright, he actually scuffed his shot as well. But it could have been a number one, and that's just what the game needs, to be honest.
Little. John Mullin. Little, the man who can create the havoc. Can he run at this Sheridan chap? To the byline. Little goes. Corner. Claret's first corner of the first half. It's going to be a short one. And Paul Cook again. Branch trying a shot. Could have gone anywhere. Could have took a deflection off Ian Wright, but they all count if that had gone in.
A bit of stars in his eyes in there, Dave. I think around about 35 yards out. Never really got over at Graham Branch, but it's gone out for a goal kick. But taking your little saying from the first half, if you don't shoot, you don't score. But from that range, it was a bit the stars in their eyes on a Saturday night, isn't it?
Certainly was. Roy Carroll obliges with the goal kick for the Latics. Here's Perron for Wigan. Thomas and Davis surrounding him. He goes down on the track on that far side, but it's a throw-in. Cook's flick. Just a reminder of the Burnley substitutes this afternoon. Dean West, Ronnie Jepson, Paul Smith, Mickey Mellon and Gordon Armstrong on the bench for Burnley. Well, it's gone a wee bit flat again, Ray, and I just wonder when we're going to see this one goal that may just settle this game.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only a couple of minutes into it, yeah, and yes, it is. I agree with you. It's very, very similar to the first half. They're cancelling each other out, and Wigan, to be honest, they're working very hard and making Burnley work hard. But I think, like I say, you'll always say with Stan's teams that they will work harder than anybody, and even if it's going to be a last-minute goal, that'll do for us.
The ball bouncing around in that Burnley penalty area. Burnley come away with it. John Mullin up for Andy Cook. Well, that was predictable again. Punishment rendered to Andy Cook. Referee wants a word. I think it's Barmer, the number 5, who clumsily brought down Andy Cook.
Yep. And it would have been a nice little ball on there. Andy Cook turned him the wrong way, and of course he brought him down. I think it was a bit worse than it looked, but made a bit of a meal of it. But he's got him booked anyway. So, but he deserved it for that, because really, if he had got away, then he was on his bike.
So Stuart Barmer's the third player to be booked in this Lancashire derby. Davis is up there. Chance here. Oops, a mistake. Up. Well, Wright went in right on the 6-yard line. He upended the fullback Scott Green, but Scott Green made rather a mess of things there for Wigan, and it could have been vital.
Certainly did there. I think he went to sleep there on inside the 6-yard box, Dave, and he nearly got punished for it, to be honest. But that's a big let-off for Wigan, I think, that.
Well, down they go in lumps again. Neil Roberts has collapsed in a heap just under the James Hargreaves stand here. Paul Cook's asking for the Wigan trainer to be pretty sharpish. Must be a bad knock for the number 12. Well, it's going to get quite definite. It could go on for some time. It's the Stan Ternant's Claret and Blue Army. It was the Jimmy Mullins Claret and Blue Army. It was the Adrian Heath Claret and Blue Army. It was Chris Waddles, and now it's Stan's. But hopefully it's not going to last too long.
Well, you never know in this game, though, do you? You're a hero one minute and a villain the next. But certainly he's got him up there, and he's got a fair side assembled together. And certainly if we don't do it this season, I would think that we'd do it next season. But you always want to do it this season, never mind looking towards next season. Let's get up there. Even if we've got to get up via the playoffs, I don't care, as long as we get into the next division.
So Neil Roberts coming off. Graham Branch just plays it down for Ian Cox. Ian Cox plays it forward. A little bit too strong from Ian Cox. A goal kick to Wigan. Just 11 minutes gone in the second half. No goals from the turf, but a Lancashire derby waiting to explode, I would think. Roberto Martinez is coming off for Wigan Athletic.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, I'm quite happy about that substitute, because that Martinez, I think he's a good player. Certainly was the best midfielder in the first half, but I'd be quite happy to see him go off, to be honest.
Yeah, skillful player Martinez, but obviously could have been a bit physical for him. And replacing him is Alan McLaughlin. And Barmer, gives it back for Carroll, and he clears it long. Burnley have possession. Graham Branch on this near side for the Clarets, and ooze into the centre circle. I know where he's aiming, and down. It's everybody down. And the referee intervenes, which may look as if it was going to be another tug of the old handbags. Paul Cook with a free kick into the Wigan penalty area. Scott Green heads away for Wigan. The ball loose at the moment. Lenny John Rose picks it up for the Clarets. It's not gone for Glenn Little. And Griffiths plays the ball out. It's the Clarets throw-in, Ray.
Well, Dave, I think the crowd have got on this. They've certainly G'd him up a bit the last couple of minutes, haven't they? And I think that's what's putting the pressure on Wigan. Let's see if we can make something of this next couple of minutes.
Paul Cook crosses in. Balmer heads away for Wigan. Picked up by Steve Davis at Burnley. Cross from Davis, and Wright's in there. And so too was Pat McGibbon heading over the bar.
Well, that's better from Burnley, isn't it? Bit of pressure there. And Wrighty's bobbing about there in the goals. Certainly got the crowd on their feet. See if we can make some of this. A big Steve Davis and Mitchell Thomas and Wrighty in there.
The ball played in, and Davis is up there, and Cook just gives it away in the end. Mullin, Burnley pressure, can it count now? As a Little again on that far side for the Clarets. Cross comes flying in, and it was a defender in again for Wigan Athletic. Here's Cox to come up to join the attack. Left hand side to the byline, he needs some support, got a corner. Fourth.
That was a great cross from Glenn there, you know, wasn't it? Putting a lot of pressure on them now. If they can survive this next few minutes, they'll do well with Wigan.
Paul Cook with the corner then. Wright gets the header in, but away it's cleared by the Wigan defence. Piron, O'Neill. Piron can't get the better of Graham Branch. Back for Paul Crichton, who's struggling here and has to make a quick, hurried decision to clear the ball into the stand on the far side. Bit of excitement for the Wigan fans there as Piron was homing in on the Burnley goalkeeper.
Somebody's coming up for Burnley. Smithy coming on.
Now then, Paul Cook looking for Wright. Can Wright get in there? Wright's going to... Oh, he's going in for goal. And a save from Carroll. And again, we saw Ian Wright looking for his debut goal here at Turf Moor. Denied by the keeper and the defender there. Quick break from the Clarets.
Yep, looks like Paul Smith's coming on. I don't know. Oh, he's bringing Branchy off. Well, it's one similar player for another. I think Branchy actually has done quite well there. But maybe Smithy with that quality of crossing from the left-hand side will just give us that bit of momentum that we need. He certainly is. When he crosses a ball, Smithy, he can put a pinpoint on anybody's head.
So it's light for light. Paul Smith on for Graham Branch. And here's Paul Smith, first touch of the game. Plays it down the line. Again, Andy Cook running his socks off for Burnley. Made an appearance the other week at Stoke. It's Paul Smith. Ian Cox. Beaten down by Little. And Burnley creep up this near side. Smith's throw in. Andy Cook, as always, holding the ball up for the Clarets. But on that occasion, didn't manage to get anything from it. And Little, tricky customer. The assistant said that's gone out, despite his good play on this near side. Andy Little. Into the box for Ian Wright. But he couldn't do much with that one. Goal kick to Wigan. So the second half with two substitutes, one for either side. Laughlin for Martinez. That's Wigan. And Paul Smith for Graham Branch for Burnley. Sheridan plays it forward for Wigan. Mitchell Thomas heads it away for Burnley. And it's really yet to get going, this game, Ray.
Yeah. To be honest, the last 10 minutes have been more in Burnley's favour. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. But we've still got to get that decisive cameo piece in, which is going to give us it. And this lad, Smithy, could give us it, but I think he's a bit cold at the moment. Will he gets warmed up and maybe he'll steam down that left-hand side and sling a quality cross in. Certainly we're looking for it again, to get Glenn in this game again, you know, from this right-hand side. Let's get him into the game.
Yeah, Glenn's needs to be involved all the time on that right wing, but that's not always possible. Not always possible to get that ball swung to that right-hand side. Barmer for Wigan, clears it down the centre. Paul Cook gets a foot to it, high in the sky from him. And Andy Cook, well, he's tag wrestling, bit of all-in wrestling, and the referee just says nothing. I say carry on playing. And John Rose heads it out instead of finding a claret. And consequently Wigan have their throw-in.
I just hope, Dave, that they don't get frustrated and just try and keep playing football, because it is a bit frustrating for them, but you've just got to keep playing.
Yeah, it's always been Burnley's thing to be patient in home games. They have been up to now. But the tough resistance of Wigan Athletic. Let's remember they haven't been beaten away from home. And where things were going up a couple of months ago, they weren't beaten at home either. But that's all changed. Wigan are third in Division 2. Clarets are fourth, 3 points behind them. That was the second offside of the game so far. So nobody playing the offside trap this afternoon. That's thankful. Paul Cook wins it in midfield. Right for John Rose. Feeds Smith near side for Burnley. Watched closely by Scott Green. Smith still dancing down this left-hand side. Gets the ball. The referee saw nothing in that. Oh, two of them. They want to talk to one another. I think they should have done it then. This is Smith again, a right foot cross this time to the back post, but it's wandering away past Roy Carroll's left-hand post, and the Clarets fans are not too happy there, Ray.
See him again if we can get Glenn going on that right-hand side. Get him going down that line.
Free kick to Burnley. The referee deciding on that occasion, Mr. Dean. It's going to be Steve Davis to take the free kick.
Stan risking it at the back here by just playing the three at the back and by pushing Smithy right the way out. Yeah, and let's see if it comes off, Dave. Because I mean, these three look quite comfortable handling anything that Wigan threw at us.
It's coming up to 22 minutes in the second half here at Turf Moor. It's goalless. And a bit of good skill from Paul Crichton. Cox. Paul Cook, back for Ian Cox. There's another Wigan player down. The referee will have to be careful here. Some strange decisions coming in from the official. Very strange decisions, but I don't know, he's not allowing play to go, as we mentioned earlier in the game, Ray.
Well, I never saw it actually. There was no football incident between him and Mitchell Thomas, I think, but I don't know what it is. He's booked somebody anyway. Booked Mitchell Thomas.
So an off-the-ball incident. Mitchell Thomas finds himself in the referee's notebook. A booking for the former Tottenham defender then. So Mr. Dean awards Wigan a free kick. Scott Green looks like he's going to take it for the Latics. Now then, Ian Wright. He's trying to pick out Paul Smith, and it could be a good ball in the end. Oh. Yeah, the whistles are shrill. Andy Cook, Little on this near side. Burnley's left now. Centre of midfield, Paul Cook looks round. It's going to be hard to break down this Wigan defence. And Little. Smith cross. Sheridan's in the way. Right! Oh, and a good save from Carroll. And Ian Wright looks odds on for scoring, Ray.
Well, dear, what a tremendous volley. But it flew straight at the goalkeeper and stuck, actually, didn't it? But that's certainly livened everybody up a bit. Well, I thought that was going to be a one spectacular goal there. But what a magnificent volley.
Well, he's still got time to score his debut as Steve Davis has bombed forward for Burnley. Lenny John Rose has joined him. Back for Steve Davis. Wandering centre back here. But he's got himself into a bit of a corner. He's done well to get out of it. And Little now bounces into that area. Right, lays it off. But he's looking for Mullin, and it didn't come off again for the new boy. Now here's Little for Wigan.
Well, it's certainly livened things up a bit here, isn't it, eh? Well, it's turned out to be a better match now, isn't it, Dave? I mean, a lot of pressure on both sides now, and somebody's going to nick this winning goal, I feel, in the next sort of quarter of an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, Simon Howth and Stuart Barlow are on, of course, and that's certainly livened it up for our visitors here. Header from Andy Cook. Ian Cox. Oof, oof, oof. Well, put tie in the sky by Barmer for Wigan. Sheridan heads it down, but Steve Davis picks it up for Burnley. Now then, this left-hand side, it's Ian Wright. Into the box goes Wright, shot from Wright! Oh, it didn't happen again! The Clarets are piling on the pressure. Hard lines from Ian Wright. It's the Clarets' fourth corner of the second half, and Ian Wright is getting closer, closer in.
Yeah, that was it. Well, no, I'm Ray, that team down there, but I wish it was me down there, and I wish I could strike a ball like that. I tell you what, it's a terrific strike by him. Good save by the goalkeeper, and he's whipping the crowd up now as Ian Wright, isn't he?
Well, it's like casualty in that Wigan penalty area at the moment. Glenn Little's down. I can't just see who the Wigan player it is. I think it may be Sheridan who's down. So we'll have to wait for Burnley's fourth corner of the second half to come across.
Well, that's just a quality that he shows, doesn't he? There's two cracking volleys here. I mean, unfortunately, the goalkeeper was just in the way for the first one, and it just stuck in his stomach. And that second one there, he made a tremendous save from him. Chested it down to Ian Wright on the left-hand side, and cracked a wonderful volley in.
So still Glenn Little receiving some treatment from the trainer here, so it's a bit of stoppage time to add on to this half. I think Burnley will be making a substitute now. Glenn Little looks like he's got another crack on that leg. Oh, got into the side netting, and from here it looked like it hit the back of the net there, Ray.
Yeah, it did, Dave, actually. But it's gone for another corner. Glenn's down, he's out. Sub's coming on, I think, there. What a pity, because they were just on when the pressure was coming on there. And he's bringing Dean West on, I think. What a pity there.
So wing back for wing back. It's Glenn who's still injured, who's stretching out over there. And Dean West replaces Glenn. Cook with the corner. Oh dear, take it again. Well, somebody wasn't ready, but we've waited long enough for this corner to be taken. Glenn Little's getting a stretcher, hopefully just a precautionary measure for the Burnley winger. So we now see this corner. An action replay. Little heads it out for Wigan. It could fall here to John Mullin, who's rather off target with that effort from way outside the Wigan penalty area there. We've hit the half-hour mark of the second half. Glenn Little's coming off on the stretcher.
Well, Dave, that's a bit of a sad sight there. They're carrying Glenn off on a stretcher. I just hope that it's just a gash and not a break of some kind, because that would be tragic for the lad. He's been a superb player for Burnley this season and last season, and that would be a bit tragic if he had broken something. I possibly think it could be just a gash or something. Let's hope, and that's okay. We can stitch him up and put him better, but a break, that would be tragic.
Well, as Glenn Little's stretching off the field, a free kick to Burnley. Paul Cook fires it in. Andy Cook's header, his back header over the top of Roy Carroll's bar. Can't do it without his services for too long. Glenn Little, who's, as Ray said, been magnificent this year, good last year. And, well, he came into the side when Burnley was struggling down the bottom there under Chris Waddle, and he's been a regular ever since. So hopefully we'll be back in training soon. Steve Davis for the Clarets. Mitchell Thomas plays it down the right side. Headed out by Griffiths. Still in play, in fact. West plays it up again. And Andy Cook. John Rose. John Rose, left-hand side for Paul Smith. First time ball from Smith. Over the head of Andy Cook. And tug of the old shirts, but there you go. Paul Cook picks it up for the Clarets. West. Goalkeepers. Definitely Roy Carroll's ball then played up to the 6-yard line. And I don't like to say it, but it looking a bit pointish.
Well, I possibly would have brought the little fella on, Mickey Mellon, and I don't see why he's brought Dean West on, to be honest. I think Mickey Mellon could be more inroads than Dean West, to be honest. But unless he's carrying some sort of strain or a little bit of an injury or something, you know. And possibly again stick John Mullin out there. He's got that pace, hasn't he, John, to go down that line, and he does quite like playing on that right-hand side, doesn't he? Yeah. So anyway, that's the manager's decision, not mine.
Ball back with Paul Crichton. He kicks from the cricket field stand, end of the ground. Nice flick from Paul Cook. Ian Cox to Paul Smith. Paul Smith gives it Ian Cox the return. 20,435. Andy Cook. Oh. It's just not coming off at the moment for Burnley. Paul Cook. Ian Wright. Oops. Stuart Barlow on that far side. Tricky little customer, former Everton player, but there was Steve Davis to block his cross out. 20,000's a lot of people, that, Ray.
Well, it certainly is, Dave, and like you say, in another couple of weeks' time you've got Preston here, and I think the crowd will actually surpass that, to be honest. I think they will certainly fill that stand.
Paul Smith on this near side, trying to get Ian Wright going, but the ball went out of play. Ian Wright nearly... That's Ian Wright. coming up to 36 minutes in the second half. And Clarets need to get hold of this ball, but Wigan take it away. Michael O'Neill to Sheridan on that far side, intercepted by Dean West of Burnley.
It's in these times here when you, like I say, you want to just snatch a goal like we did against Bournemouth, and that, you know, and you've got to get this little 1-0 win in. And I mean, to be fair, they've pushed on a lot, and you can see why Wigan have won and drawn a lot of games away from home, because they certainly defend well away and they work hard. But it's just getting that one chance, which, you know, you've got to be patient sometimes, but it might come your way.
Yeah, you got to grind the result out here. All important one, this one. Mitchell Thomas backfield for Paul Crichton. Barlow looks on for Wigan. Good header from right for Paul Smith. Well, the assistant flagging on that far side, it was, I really don't know, but Paul Smith was struggling to get through that defender there. He seems to, I don't know whether it's me, but he doesn't seem as quick, Paul Smith, as he used to be.
Well, he certainly hasn't got the electric pace, has he? And this is where you'll get him wasting up. Mind you, the referee's looked at his watch and he's adding time on, so he's clocked onto what they're doing. But to be fair, if we were in the same position, we'd do exactly the same way from home.
That was Burnley's first offside decision of the game. Terry Butterworth informs me, our statistician. And Paul Smith is trying to get the ball away. Cox. And Ian Wright, left-hand side for Burnley. It's Wright, cuts inside, and he sprays it the back of John Mullen. He was aiming for Dean West on that far side, but unfortunately John Mullen's in the way. Free kick given. Andy Liddell applauds, and Burnley concede a free kick, Ray.
Yeah, you see different interpretations there, and a little bit of a push, and I mean, you've got to go, the momentum's got to carry you forward there, but he's given the free kick, so it's 6 and 2 threes, I think, in them situations. You can, sometimes he lets you get off and sometimes he doesn't.
Free kick then. Balmer takes it for Wigan, edge of the Burnley penalty area. Davis is there, another free kick, another foul, littered with fouls, this Lancashire derby, as you may expect. But I think the football situation on derby games goes out the window, Ray, doesn't it? On all derby matches, really.
Yeah. Well, we've got Ronnie Jepson coming on now, Dale. Well, you know what I think of Ronnie. He's an infectious sort of character who certainly will put himself about alongside Ian Wright. And let's just hope he can do the business here.
Yeah, big runs on, as Andy Cook, who, as we always say this, worked his socks off. Indeed, he has once again. Without any luck. Now here he is, Ian Cox, who looks, as we said, a polished performer. Ian's Paul Smith. Two men on Paul Smith. Corner. Smith to the back post with that corner. Oh. Well, a header came in from Ian Cox as he came up for that corner, but straight into the arms of Roy Carroll. Limited chances, and well, I don't think they've had the rub of the green, Ray, either.
Well, possibly not. Certainly not with Ian Wright's volley that went straight at the goalkeeper. That was just unbelievable, because the execution of the volley was what you try to teach kids when you're in practice, and he certainly got a hold of it, but unfortunately the goalkeeper was right smack in the way and it stuck in between them. But certainly there's time yet. Good header there by Dean Cox, actually, but it was too perfect, wasn't it, really? Did everything right, headed it down, and the goalkeeper says thank you very much.
So Wigan starting to counter-attack here with Barlow on this near side. No chance. Wigan fans hopeful in their claim for a handball. Ronnie Jepson's here. Still a bit of juggling from Big Ron, and Paul Smith heads down for Lenny John Rose here. And John Rose gets past his man. Can John Rose keep going? O'Neill gives it back for Roy Carroll. And that's a strange one. Didn't get what he wanted leverage on that one he wished. The back of John Mullen, throwing to Wigan. Nobody can keep it in at the moment as Wigan creep up this near side. It's looking like the similar sort of result that we got at the JJB, Ray.
Yep, it's in the last couple of minutes here. And to be fair to Wigan, they've worked hard, and they've made Burnley work hard. Few and far between chances. I don't think Wigan have had one, to be honest. Burnley have had a couple, but unfortunately didn't come off. But at the end of the day, you've got to be, at least you haven't got beaten.
Three minutes of normal time remains of this Nationwide League Division 2 match. It's a free kick to Burnley down this near side of the cricket field stand end of the ground. It's going to be Paul Crichton to take it. Mullen. Now then, could there be a chance on here? Dean West on that far side, crosses in, but Barmer's there to just pump the ball away. Only as far as John Mullen though. Things not just going to plan, but I thought that was going out. Sheridan managed to pump it forward. Little gives it back, and Wigan attempting to launch an attack here. Oh, and this could be offside. The assistant's flagging, so Mitchell Thomas takes it away from Simon Howarth, and free kick. We're coming up to 90 minutes. Wigan played out. They've defended well this afternoon, Wigan Athletic. They're keeping their unbeaten away record intact here today. Ian Wright's asking the referee a few questions. He's leaving the ball for Roy Carroll to pick up. And Carroll takes the kick. Oops. Goodness me, Howarth. Well, that was a blinding miss. He's been on in the second half. Simon Howarth, really. I thought that was going to be curtains for the Clarets, Ray, but thankfully he dragged it wide.
Blooming heck, Dave. I tell you what, my heart was in my mouth there, because there's no way they deserve to win this game, but that was the best chance of, well, that I've seen for a long while. A clear-cut chance as well, and a blatant one, which he certainly screwed wide.
Now it's right to latch onto this ball for the Clarets. Here, right in the box. Two men surround him immediately. He tries to bounce through the two defenders, but it doesn't come off for him. A minute of normal time. Watch for the old fourth official on that far side. Jepson with a back header, looking for Lenny John Rose. O'Neill's there, but John Rose got his body in the way. The 90 are up on our stopwatches, of course. Free kick to the Clarets. Paul Smith has gone over to take this one for the Clarets. Oof. Well, the strange one. Sheridan couldn't believe it at the near post. Dean West gets the header in. Ian Cox is there, so to his right, who flies it over to that far side. It's Paul Smith. Free kick, Paul Smith brought down. So this is these are the 5 minutes of time, Ray. So 5 more minutes. So it's a chance for the Clarets to do it.
Well, 5 more minutes. I tell you what, there certainly is time to do it, Dave. And the pressure's on a bit here now. Another back in by Dean West there, and there's a scummage there.
Well, there's free kick to Wigan in all the excitement there. The ball was pumped in again, and again it came to nothing.
The sponsors of the match for Burnley this afternoon is number 33, Ian Wright.
Man of the match, Ian Wright from the sponsorship lounge. That's Ian Wright who tried to get hold of that one. Barmer plays it up.
What were the odds on for that, Dave? Pretty good, that's what I thought, yeah. He has done well, he's done very well, to be honest, you know. But I still think this Dean Cox has been magnificent.
Paul Smith, Lenny John Rose. Couldn't keep it in. Scott Green with the throw-in for Wigan. Well, Ronnie won't catch that one. It's a bit too long for Ron there, but ooh, where's the ball? Oh yes, there it is. Time for a throw-in. Some weary legs out there this afternoon. Both sides have given all. But of course the assistant over there stood with his flag high in the sky. I mean, the Bristol game was a hard one and we got that goal, Ray, but yeah, got this feeling about this one somehow, and leaving it rather late.
Well, a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? All this hype, you know, with Ian Wright joining the club. Well, there's another chance going just wide there. Nice strike, and it just flew by Alan McLaughlin, was it? Yeah, it just flew by Crichton's right-hand post there. So Burnley have just got to be careful here. We don't want to come away with no points at all. To be honest, we've had much of the pressure and just not got the rub of the green.
That's Ian Wright here. Puts a chip over the bar. Oh, it's just gone over from Ian Wright. My word, he's really worked hard for a goal this afternoon, and quite rightly given a man of the match here at Turf Moor. Paul Crichton clears it out into this near side, and Wigan will be not going to rush with this throw-in, no doubt. John Mullen, and Dean West is peeling away on that right-hand side for Burnley. It's John Mullen in possession, beats his man well. Sheridan's in. And down goes John Mullen. Darren Sheridan's so-called tackle, and it's going to be booked for that. He's going to be booked.
Well, this is, I think, the swan song now. If they don't get anything off this, Dave, we're struggling to get anything at all. It's nearly 10-5 anyway, or 5-5, should I say. So I think we're struggling.
So Sheridan goes into the book. Last gasp effort for the Clarets, and now it's falling to Paul Smith, who hits it hard into the Simon Howarth. Oh, he's hit the bar. Good grief, that was Mitchell Thomas. Can you believe that, Ray? And that is the final end to it all. But what an end, what a finish. Woodwork again.
Well, an absolutely wonderful shot struck by first Paul Smith and then Mitchell Thomas, which rattled the crossbar. And to be fair, I think it's a fair result as that, Dave. We've had more chances, bit of the rub of the green, and we could have had it. But a superb couple of pointy apiece there. Really, we could have done with a win there. We need to win this games.
Well, it's a point for the Lancashire teams, but Burnley really needed 3. still all to play for. And Ian Wright's debut, he really tried for a goal, but who knows, it could be next week when Burnley travel to Colchester. Fair result, Wigan came for the point, Burnley had chances, Ian Wright had a 2 or 3 in actual fact, a superb volley and a lob as well from the former Arsenal man. But it's goalless, it's a point apiece, and it's a very good afternoon for a very packed Turf Moor.